New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jailers from Knick Of Time Show. Here, give you the Knicks talk just in Knick of time. And I'm kind of tight because guess what? The Knicks lost to the Pelicans, man. The Knicks lost to the Pelicans 87-96. Nobody really showed up to play. The only people who really brought their game from Atlanta to the Pelicans was RJ Barrett, who gives you 18 points and 3 rebounds, and Mitchell Robinson, who had 8 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 blocks. But overall, the Knicks really did not have it. 18 turnovers by these Knicks, 8 turnovers by Julius Randle himself, and also the three-point shot. The three-point shot was not hitting. We were shooting over 40% first 2 games of the season, but today it was just horrible. 1 for 6 from RJ Barrett, 0 for 5 from Julius Randle, 1 for 6 for Quentin Grimes, 1 for 5 for Jalen Brunson. Overall, the Knicks only shot 18% from 3, and it was disgusting, completely disgusting. And we're gonna talk about it. All there was no really good. It's just the bad and the ugly today. Shout out to Ebony. She dropped off right before we started, but she should be joining us later. And shout out to our guy, Lee Escobedo, who won't be joining us tonight. All right, but let's get to it. Ryan G, I'm kind of tight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pissed. I'm pissed we lost this game. I'm pissed at the refs. I'm pissed that we missed all these shots. I'm pissed that we have one of the toughest starting 7 games in the league, and I feel like we're getting set up. I'm pissed that Jalen Brunson got fined $2,000 for flopping because somebody landed under him in the Hawks game, and the refs reviewed it after the Hawks game and called that a flop when he was just trying to protect himself. And then today he called a tech because Brandon Ingram landed under him. They didn't call a foul, and he protested it. I'm mad today. I'm upset. I know this is not the end of the world. It's only a loss. We are 1-2, but I'm pissed today. But I'm turning to you because I feel a little irrational today. What did you feel about this game and the Knicks, and what did you notice?
Well, I'm not as pissed. The only reason I'm not pissed is because pretty much, not saying that if the Knicks had proper rest before the game that they would beat the Pelicans at home, because the Pelicans are a good team. But this is definitely a schedule loss because when the Knicks came out tonight, they came out lethargic. I mean, if you look at the schedule, the Knicks played last night in Atlanta, a team that likes to play up and down the court. They like to play a fast pace. So the Knicks were playing that game, and then they had to travel to New Orleans. I think they came in at like 1 a.m. that night and had to play the Pelicans, another good team. And then on top of that, if you take into account the Pelicans only played 1 game so far this season, so they played on Wednesday. They had 2 days to rest, and then they had their home game on Saturday. I mean, if you take that into account, that's why the Knicks came out flat, and that's why the Pelicans came out energized and ready to go, especially in their home opener. So taking that into account, I'm not really surprised the Knicks lost tonight, especially since the Pelicans are a good team.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, though, yeah, the Knicks came out lethargic. They came out flat. The turnovers killed them tonight. Julius Randle had 8 turnovers, and I think the difference between the way the Celtics and the Hawks were bringing the double teams and the way the Pelicans were bringing the double teams is that I think with the Celtics and the Hawks, like for the most part, their double teams were pretty much uniform. You know, like they brought the double teams at like the same time. So Julius Randle was able to easily predict when the double teams were coming, and then off of that, pass the ball to whoever the open shooter is. But the Pelicans, they mixed it up a bit tonight. Sometimes the double team came late. Sometimes the double team came early. Sometimes the double came and then they had somebody in the passing lane to try to predict what Julius Randle was going to pass the ball to see if they could try to steal the ball. Like the Pelicans mixed it up, and I think that threw Julius Randle off his game. and that's why he had the 8 turnovers. But besides that, though, the Knicks couldn't buy a basket, tired legs from the previous night. I mean, I don't know why the NBA is going to schedule a damn back-to-back game and the season just started when guys are just trying to, when guys are, getting into the season.
They're trying to get us, Ryan. They hate us, Ryan. They hate us. They do. They hate us, Ryan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of factors that contribute to the Knicks' loss, but overall, it was just a bad game. I mean, you really can't make excuses, but it was a bad game overall.
Listen. Ebony's in the chat. Ebony watching it. Ebony, when you get here, you can say your 2 piece. But listen, guys, for those of you who don't know, there is a Discord link. If you want to talk to us live on the show, there's a Discord link pinned to the chat. Click that link, and you can talk to us live and give us your 2 cents. All right. But I'm gonna say this. I do agree that this is partially a schedule loss, but then there's also certain things. There's certain flaws to our team that is exposed a little bit outside of just being a schedule, whether it be the type of players we have on our team or just the tactics that we use. For example, Brandon Ingram versus Quentin Grimes 1-on-1 is not a fair matchup. This man can touch his toes without bending down. His arms are long, all right? And he can easily shoot over the top of Quentin Grimes. So I did not, when Tibbs is he had a stint where he had Grimes on him, and then he had another stint where he had Dante on him. And I'm just looking at this like, I feel like I'm watching like flashbacks of me like playing my little nephews when they were growing up on the preschool room, and I'm just dunking on them and they can't do anything. Like I felt like it was that dominant, and that's an issue. Issue number 1. Issue number 2. The Knicks in general, even last season, struggled with teams who were long. Pause. They're long limbs, and here's why. Like I remember us struggling against the Raptors, and Orlando specifically, right? Jalen Brunson, he's really, really good at methodically getting into the paint, drawing double teams, kicking it out, or not even kicking it out, pivoting and shooting in that mid-range area. But he's had problems doing those exact things when we play those longer teams who double. The Raptors were definitely one of them. And this team is built the same way. So I felt like he wasn't really able to get to what his bread and butter really is. And hold on. Ebony has just entered. Ebony's just entered. And because he wasn't able to get to his bread and butter, we suffered for it. And we wasn't able to really get into our offense. And instances like that, that's when you kind of have to rely on more off-ball movement, running off screens. Like you have to kind of keep the defense guessing. And to Pelicans' point, even when we did do those things, we still had issues because I felt like there were certain moments we had really good ball movement, but Pelicans they did a really good job rotating. They did and forced a lot of turnovers. But that slow, methodical style of play that works for most teams, that Brunson can do, that Randle can do, it doesn't work in this instance because of the advantage they have with the length. Ebony, I know you just came in. I don't know if you have anything to add. If you got your bearings, how you feeling?
It's game 3. I'm not gonna get too high, too low. I just hope we don't see this again for a long time. That's it. And like Ryan was mentioning, the schedule had a big impact on today's game. We came out flat and they were energetic. We were making turnovers that were crazy. Like you seen they just Randle basically in the beginning of the game threw the ball to the other team. Here you go, Pelicans.
Here you go, Pelicans. They spat him up.
Yeah. And then at first, I was like, okay, they're hot. The Pelicans are hot. I said they'll cool off eventually, and they did, but then we couldn't stop anybody getting into the paint, like you mentioned about Brandon Ingram torching, Grimes, because it's a small. That's a mismatch.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a little bit more fight from. I get we played back to back. I did want to see a little bit more fight with the Randle Zion matchup.
Yeah.
I was excited.
Zion
I was
knocked him to
excited
the
to see that.
floor. Did you see that? I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah. It wasn't pretty. We had to put Mitch on him for a minute because it was he was just doing whatever he wanted to with Randall. And I'm like, cut his left hand off. I ain't see him use his right all game. Like
That's true.
cut his left hand off. We didn't play we played harder and not smarter today.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny because I heard a part when Clyde was just like, he hasn't taken any jumpers. Why don't you lay off him? Clyde, I'm sorry, but they were laying off him.
Yeah.
They were.
They were laying off of him. He does what RJ does. He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get a running start and then run by you. But then he has this crazy contorting athletic body where he runs by you, contorts his body left, right in the air, and then finds a crazy angle and throws the ball.
And he's so strong. He's so strong that even though he's doing the athleticism, he's bumping you off of him at the same time.
Exactly.
Like, that move he pulled against Mitch. Mitch still made it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, Zion, I see you.
Yeah, a finesse bowling ball. It's crazy. It was, but yeah, it was good. We didn't have it today. And Sketcher Julius Randle didn't have it today either. Sketcher Randle was not effective. So I don't know. Maybe it's time to sign the Reebok. I don't know. But we needed help today. We needed somebody. The only person who I felt like showed up was RJ Barrett, who is again looking steady. It's crazy.
Yeah, I felt we iced him out though. I felt we didn't feed him in parts where we needed him. Like they just let other people take the shots, and I'm like, okay, he was doing well. Why would we go away from that? And that's what I mean by riding the hot heat. We gotta stop going away from it.
Nah, I agree. And to your point, Ebony, we know we take RJ out partially in that first quarter so you can play with the second unit. But today, especially, when RJ was the only one getting buckets or even opposing a threat, man, it seemed like a really bad idea to take him out in that first quarter. Just like we might have to come up with another way to do it if he's the only one cooking. Like we take out Randall and have him in early and have him play with the second unit since we're power forward starved anyway. I don't know. We need to find another way to do it.
I felt they left Randall too much in the game with the bench. I was surprised to not see RJ and see Randall still running with the heart and Dante and IQ. I was like, when did this start happening?
Yeah, they did during the Atlanta game.
Yeah, and I didn't like that too much either. Like let RJ rock out with them, especially because today was not Julius's night. I know how you know how I feel about if it's not your night. It's not your night. You gotta have a seat.
Nah, listen, first of all, I more specifically feel that way about Brunson. Because I know how clutch he is in games. So I feel like that's too much of a big weapon to take out at the end of the game. That's how I feel about Brunson more specifically than Randall. Because Randall, he's very up and down for the most part. Now, this season so far, everybody's up and down except for RJ and Mitch. Like to me, RJ and Mitch has played the best out of anybody in the season so far. It's not even close. RJ Barrett, once again, shooting jump shots, getting to the hole. Not that much dominance today because not many people were really, scoring today. Uses physicality to finish. And Mitch, man, if Mitch wasn't playing, we might have been down by 50.
But let some people tell it, and he not the elite center. He gonna get there by the end of this year, I guarantee it. We're gonna have a different Mitch conversation. I see. Go ahead.
He was looking defensive player of the year-ish today, even though we were getting blown out 15 rebounds, 10 offensive rebounds is crazy.
Yeah.
10 offensive rebounds is absolutely nuts. And 2 blocks on the night.
I thought they had misspoke when they said when he had 8. I said 8. 8 offensive rebounds. Did I hear that right?
Yeah. 8 offensive rebounds. I know we've been. I don't leave anything to add, Ryan, because I know we've been seesawing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Mitch definitely, played a great game tonight. I mean, 10 offensive rebounds is definitely crazy, like y'all said, and yeah, he just played well tonight. He was pretty much. I mean, in my opinion, he was the best Knick out there tonight. If Mitch wasn't doing what he was doing, the Knicks would have been down way more points. So yeah, you definitely have to give Mitch his flowers. And to me, overall, you can make an argument between Barrett and Mitch, who's been the best Knick so far this season. And I mean, and we're talking about Mitch being an elite center. I make an argument right now saying that he's an elite defensive center at this moment. So, I mean, depending on what your definition of an elite center is, in my opinion, Mitch is already there, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
I agree, Ryan. I was just trying to be, objective. Before they say I'm a Mitch stan. I don't care at this point, though. I don't care at this point.
Right.
I might be.
Yeah. I agree. Like I feel like the highlights of the game was that and that push, that run that we made to cut the lead to 3. To 6. Dante IQ, Josh Hart tandem defensively really caused havoc. They were all over the place. And I hate to complain about the refs, but when the ref called a foul on Josh Hart when Brandon Ingram pushed off and Josh Hart had got that shot off, and that was a huge momentum killer right there. That was such a huge play and a huge foul to get called on Josh Hart. And I don't know, Tibbs is scared to challenge. I thought maybe he would challenge there because he saw the forearm extend. Maybe, I don't know. Josh Hart maybe kind of fought back. Maybe that's what it was, because Josh Hart did retaliate and push back too, even though I felt like he pushed back after Ingram initiated it. Maybe he was scared that they would call that a foul. I don't know. But that was a huge play.
It was a momentum killer, stopper rather.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They
got 3 points. They got 3 extra points on that one play where it could have been a stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think usually with refs, because here's the thing about referees, like they never see what initially happens. They always see the retaliation aspect of it, and that's exactly what they saw. They didn't see when Brandon Ingram pushed Josh Hart, but they definitely saw when Josh Hart kind of pushed back on him when he was taking the jumper, and that's what they called.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is tough, man. This is tough, and I'm gonna have to keep my bearings and calm down, because this schedule is tough in general. This schedule is tough in general. And just to remind you guys too, if you want to talk to us, click that Discord link at the top of the chat. It's pinned at the top of the chat. If you want to talk to us live on the show, just set it up. Just got everything set up so you guys can join us. The chat is back. So shout out to my regulars. I know regulars, sometimes when it's a loss, nobody wants to talk, so I get it. Maybe
I think it's even worse that it's a Saturday night.
Yeah, Halloween is happening. Y'all probably dressed up as, I don't know, whatever the hell y'all dressed up as, trying to
little sauced up. I get it.
Yeah, a little sauced up in y'all costume somewhere, dancing, having a good time. But if you want to talk Knicks, let's get that link and kick it with us. I have Gamer Chan. I see Gamer Chan. No, Gamer Chan says, "Bruh, I am here. Why are you?" My bad, Gamer Channel. We'll be all right. Yeah, we'll be all right, man. Shout out to Gamer Channel, old faithful over here, the OGs over here. Gamer Channel, DJ Space Ghost, people who rock with the show. All right. Like I was saying, our schedule was tough. We have a lot of back-to-backs. We play the Cavs, we play the Bucks, and we don't have a lot of rest. So this is gonna be interesting. Things might get bad before they get good. We are a good road team in general, but when the road teams are like contending teams and on the ends of back-to-backs, that's when stuff gets a little bit tricky. That's when it's a worldwide.
Shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
That's when it's a mess. Like, and we can't. It's gonna be hard to avoid, but so watch out, guys. Watch out. It's gonna get tough. It's gonna get tough.
What we're talking about was like 1 or 2 games that we have from till January, where it's 3 games, 3 days in between games. Every other game is like we're playing every other day. And then on top of that is back-to-backs, and we're traveling on each back-to-back. So yeah, it's gonna be buckle up. It can go either way.
It can go either way. You know what the funny, interesting thing is? In these blowout losses or these losses, you start to see the coach try something. He tried an interesting lineup with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. he had Sims in there. He had Sims in there.
Yeah.
With McBride, with Grimes, RJ, and Randle.
Oh, you talk about that lineup.
That was an interesting lineup.
I guess he wanted to see something.
Yeah, I was like, is he trying to see something? Like, what is, because I'm like, okay, I see Sims, like McBride's throwing in towel. I was like, wait, Randle's still in there? Like, what is he trying to do? I don't know. Things that make you go, I'm gonna keep my eye on that. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. I don't know what that was about. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. I don't know if you guys
we got another back-to-back. Right, like the next games are back-to-back. Am I seeing that correct? Or am I bugging?
Pretty much. They gave the Knicks 2 days off though, and then like, yeah, y'all go back-to-back again.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to get us.
I'm saying, hold on, am I bugging?
It's a conspiracy. I'm telling you, the refs are out to get us with the NBA together. They are conspiring. I'm trying to tell you. The fact that they charged Brunson a flopping call because he fell after landing on somebody's foot is crazy to me. It's crazy. But
that baby got a check for that today. He said, "Come on, enough's enough.
Enough is enough, man. Like, I don't have sketches on. I'm vulnerable out here. Vulnerable out here, stepping on people's feet. I don't know. Randle, help him out. All right. I got nothing left to talk about. You have anything to add to this?
I'm trying to think. Anything positive, like anything that stood out today? I know we had a lot of negatives today that stood out, but anything that you saw a move that I'm trying to think, I didn't see anything much either.
RJ Barrett is a bully, and Mitch is a defensive diamond. Those are the good.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Like RJ Barrett, but more so Mitch. Mitch was like the extreme positive for me tonight. All across the board, Mitch.
I appreciate Mitch for doing his thing since I'm so loud this season about it. Thank you, Mitch.
Right. and defense. That defense with IQ, Dante, and Josh Hart.
Yeah. You know what I did notice though? That RJ and IQ to me have the best chemistry with our bigs, both of them. Even with iHeart, they move very well with them, just using their picks. Even when they're driving to the hole, they still using them while getting there. They see them shutting off lanes for them. I noticed that. Definitely, I like the chemistry with IQ and RJ and the bigs. I wish Brunson would get more into that.
Yeah, IQ had a nice little pocket pass to iHeart.
Yeah.
That I really, really liked. That was some really point guard 101 type of passing. So shout out to IQ for that pass, even though his game was a little touch and go today too. Not as bad as everybody else's.
IQ is looking very, I need my money-ish right
now. A little bit.
I'll say this though. I did like IQ's performance better tonight than I did last night, though.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. It was only up from last night, right?
Yeah. IQ. I wasn't too high on last night's IQ. I definitely
Not at
wasn't.
all.
Especially when he pump fake Dante and he was hot. I'm like, give him the ball.
Yeah, I was super high when he was like,
When I was done with IQ was when he took that quick ass three in the fourth quarter, missed completely. I was like, nah, get him out the game right now. I was done with him after that.
nah, there
I
was
was
multiple
done.
moments. There was multiple moments. There was not just one. Right.
It was multiple moments, but at that moment, I was like, no, sit him down for the rest of the damn game.
Yeah.
I'm done with him after that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, I really think the length that's gonna be an Achilles heel for us throughout the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be. It's going to be. Like, we're gonna have to solve that problem at some point. And it's gonna be hard because to solve that problem, you're probably gonna have to move somebody that you're gonna, you might move somebody you're fond of to solve that problem. But we need length, man. Like this, we can't just keep playing these teams and not have anybody to fight back with when we playing these long teams. We need some length.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
just
man.
can't let everybody go off to pick our poison type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why my prediction is at the trade deadline, the Knicks are going to trade for length. I can see it right now. At the trade deadline, they're going to pull up something and bring in somebody that can actually guard, those taller wings. And I can see the Knicks doing that at the trade deadline.
The crazy thing is, like, the people who I feel like make sense to move to do something like that are the people we just brought in. That's the thing. Like, if I'm trading for length, exactly, Jimmy Chan. I'm looking at Jeremy. In my mind, Jeremy Grant, but I would love that.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Then he just signed an extension with them with Portland, right? A big, huge
signed an
one.
extension.
Yeah,
He's 30. He might be making too much for that to happen because, like, I feel like I would love him. I would love Jimmy Grant off the bench, but I feel like he gets paid too much to be off the bench. But yeah, it's like I forgot. I lost my train of thought just now.
You want a Jeremy Grant, and then we might trade for length at the trade deadline.
Right. Like, I feel like the people who probably need to go to solve that is Josh Hart, Brunson's best friend, and Donte DiVincenzo, Brunson's best friend. Like, I feel like those are the guys who might have to be moved realistically to add some length to the team, and we just got them. So I'm just like, I don't know what we're gonna do, what's gonna happen, but to me, that's what needs to happen. I don't know.
I think this team will look like a well-oiled machine. Probably I give them 30 games, 30, 40 games. You're gonna see a difference even on defense. Just because now we see a lot of guarding two men, two players on one man kind of thing. A lot of miscommunication on that defensive end. I think that helps us. And if we play like we played yesterday with the assists and the ball moving like it was, I don't think the length should matter. It might go against other people now because we're smaller and you're moving that ball faster. Make the bigger people have to move faster. Or keep up with us on this point.
Right.
But if we're 1-on-1, we got no chance. We got no chance against the length. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either. The only one who seems to figure it out has been RJ when it even comes to the length. Like, I feel like I see even the Raptors. There was the last season, the Raptors, RJ had like a 30-point game or something, or 40. Maybe more. Maybe it was a 40-point game. I feel like
they jerked us with that one. Pause. Remember he was supposed to get the N1 talking about it didn't affect his shot. Since when?
Yeah,
he hit him. Come on.
He definitely. I agree. We got nobody's Scotty Barnes.
Anyway, yeah, I don't like Scott. He remind me of the Goombas from Mario Bros.
Dude look like a little baby Goomba.
I'm definitely not a Scotty Barnes fan.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not even sure he's a fan of himself. I was going to say something even more disrespectful. I stopped myself. All right. That is our show. I got nothing else to talk about. We'll be back though. What next game is what? Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
We played Cleveland, right? Back to back.
Cleveland.
Let's go.
Strap up for Tuesday. You best believe Cleveland will be motivated.
Yeah.
And then they just lose and they just lost, and it's us. Yeah. Facts.
Absolutely.
They could be motivated all they want to. I'm not scared of that team. That's not a team I'm scared of. Even though they went and got every Nick killer that they possibly found.
That is a fact.
Facts.
That is a fact. Who killed the Knicks? Yes. Yo, shout out to PMGG. Is that my guy who played Nick Tacto? I feel like it is. Nick Tacto played.
He said facts.
Facts. All right, but shout out to you, man. That is our show. We'll definitely be back. First, if we definitely appreciate super chat. It helps keep the channel going. It helps keeps the lights on. So if you want to hit a super chat, you already know. It'll definitely help us out. Cash App and all that stuff is also in the description if you want to do that. But also super chats are welcome. Also hit that like and subscribe button. We are here after every game talking Knicks basketball. So join us and also check the Discord link. If you want to get in, you see the Discord link is pinned at the top. If you want to talk Knicks basketball with us, click that Discord link. We'll patch you in and you can talk Knicks basketball live with the KOT fan. All right. That is our show. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
Shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
it's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's our show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.